Hey guys, in today's video, I will be discussing my opinion on the archetypes Manic, Pixie, Dream Girl, and Mary Sue. These are just my thoughts on the topics and characters I mention. So if we disagree, that's okay, it's just my opinion. Most people are aware of the term Manic Pixie Dream Girl. It has infiltrated the media since the term's invention in the early 2000s. The Manic Pixie Dream Girl is a popular trope in movies and media that describes a girl who is different and not like other girls. She's often depicted as a whimsical, quirky, sometimes eccentric fantasy woman who saves the male protagonist from himself without ever showing any real agency of her own. People often confuse certain characters with being Manic Pixie Dream Girl, stating that basically any female who is quirky and adorable is a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. This is not the case. Film critic Nathan Rabin, who coined the term after observing Kirsten Dunst's character in the 2005 film Elizabethtown, said that the Manic Pixie Dream Girl exists solely in the fevered imaginations of sensitive writer-directors to teach broodingly soulful young men to embrace life and its infinite mysteries and adventures. The trope has been criticized for her not having her own inner life and existing merely to help the male protagonist discover his own life lessons. Manic Pixie Dream Girls tend to be someone with some form of trauma in their life, such as the death of a close family member or personal trauma that is vaguely mentioned but rarely explored in depth. They usually have colorful hair and whimsical philosophies about life, death, or their purpose in life. Popular examples of Manic Pixie Dream Girls include Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Summer from 500 Days of Summer, Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Penny Lane from Almost Famous. Since the Manic Pixie Dream Girl trope has been highly criticized, Hollywood has seemingly done a 180 from that type of character to a Mary Sue. A Mary Sue is a character archetype in fiction, usually a young woman, who is often portrayed as inexplicably competent across all domains, gifted with unique talents or powers, liked or respected by most other characters, unrealistically free of weaknesses, innately virtuous, and or generally lacking meaningful character flaws. Usually female and almost always the main character, a Mary Sue is often an author's idealized self-insertion and may serve as a form of wish fulfillment. Popular examples of Mary Sues include MCU's Captain Marvel and Rey from the newest Star Wars trilogy, who is perhaps the most glaring and recent example of a Mary Sue. Rey is able to expertly fly the Millennium Falcon, master the Force, and engage in intense lightsaber combat without any real training. Hollywood has seemingly forgot the middle ground. Therefore, the writing behind female characters has not been well received in recent years. Although these Hollywood movies and television shows are fiction, the audience would still like to relate to these characters in some way. Whether it be male or female, flaws are what make us human. So, Mary Sues are even more unrealistic than Manic Pixie Dream Girls, in my opinion. Some examples of well-written female characters who are both flawed but strong and heroic: Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise, and Buffy Summers from the film and television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ripley is introduced as a warrant officer aboard the Nostromo, a spaceship en route to Earth. Having been placed in stasis for the long journey home, the crew is awakened when the Nostromo receives a transmission of unknown origin from a nearby planetoid. Following their landing, an unknown creature infiltrates the ship and kills every other member of the crew. Ripley is the only member to escape from the Nostromo prior to its explosion, in which she deliberately commenced to kill the monster. However, she discovers that the alien is also aboard the ship's shuttle, but expels it into space before putting herself in stasis for the return trip to Earth. The story of Ellen Ripley is almost all tragedy. Her youth in captivity, her constant exposure to hostile forces, her heroic sacrifice to her use beyond her death. Ripley is a silent hero because she has to be. Though people help her along the way, the universe seems to select her as its avatar. She's a survivor, for better and for worse. Buffy Summers is the main protagonist of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer franchise. She first appeared in the 1992 film and has appeared in every season of the TV show and comic book adaptation of the same name. Since Buffy is a movie as well as a TV show with a 7-season run, I'll only be listing a few character traits that make her a well-written female protagonist. Buffy Summers starts as a high school girl summoned to fight evil and the forces of darkness, the Slayer. She is given supernatural strength and abilities. However, we still watch her grow and train and become better over time. She has a support system of friends and family who help her constantly. She messes up numerous times, gets hurt, and puts her loved ones in danger. She is forced time and time again to choose between her own needs and wants and what's best for the people around her, even sacrificing the love of her life to save the world. Buffy is by no means perfect. We see a raw and vulnerable person many times throughout the series. In reality, both Manic Pixie Dream Girl and Mary Sue characters are unrealistic. Whilst it's important to criticize shallow depictions of women, it's equally important to criticize the unattainable, perfect Mary Sue type that can do no wrong. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is a different type of video. It's a topic that I felt strongly about for years. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, have a wonderful day.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.